An explosive Oregon volcano. About a millennia ago, a powerful explosive volcanic eruption occurred in the state of Oregon, hurling boulders of rock up to a mile away. As a thick plume of ash rose into the atmosphere, superheated pyroclastic flows incinerated a square mile of forest, starting a wildfire. Then, abundances of ash began to fall, and over the next several hours an area of 60 square miles would receive 10 or more inches of ash. Such a total in the modern day would be more than sufficient to collapse building roofs. What I just described did not occur at a towering peak seen from afar such as the Three Sisters or Mount Hood, but rather a largely hidden volcano which few are aware of. Known as the Blue Lake Crater, after its namesake crater lake called the Blue Lake. This lake marks the interior of an overlapping series of volcanic explosion craters which are termed Mars. This is the story of a largely unknown volcano which is considered to be one of the planet's smallest active volcanoes and may one day erupt again. The volcanic complex known as Blue Lake Crater is located within a 150 square mile area of central Oregon which since the end of the last ice age has been an epicenter of largely effusive to moderately explosive cinder cone forming eruptions of a basalt to andesite composition. Despite lower silica content lavas found at the Blue Lake Crater which are basaltic generally being less explosive, the interaction with significant groundwater will always be violent and highly explosive regardless of the type of magma which interacts with it. Such highly explosive eruptions of nearly identical composition lava has occurred for example at the Kilauea volcano such as in 1790, despite Kilauea being primarily known for its magnificent effusive eruptions. Despite its name, the Blue Lake Crater does not merely contain the 2,900-foot wide explosion crater which goes by the same name. On the northeastern flanks of the extinct Mount Washington Shield volcano there is a spatter cones cluster of small volcanic vents which stand out in the highly eroded landscape. There, across a 4,500-foot-long stretch of land there are 13 small spatter cones present which are also part of the Blue Lake Crater volcanic complex. These vents perfectly align with the trend of the 4 explosion craters which comprised Blue Lake, and also have the same composition of eruptive products. In other words, they all formed in a single eruption. This trend represents a single now solidified approximately 4.6 mile long magma dike somewhat like we have recently witnessed on Iceland's Reykjanes.